mean, we just don't know where she is.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of. I think that's where they had recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you heard? Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's how we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
Lauren Teresa Giddings had just graduated from law school. At 27 years old, she was preparing to take the Georgia bar exam and begin her career as a public defender. She lived in a small apartment complex called Barrister's Hall in Macon, Georgia. But in the summer of 2011, she disappeared. Lauren Giddings was last seen on the evening of Saturday, June 25, 2011. That night, she went out to dinner with some law school friends. The next morning, Lauren's close friends tried to reach her, but she didn't answer any calls or texts. At first, they weren't too alarmed. By Wednesday, June 29th, her friends were seriously worried. They had gone by her apartment several times, knocked on the door, and received no answer. Her car was still in the parking lot. Lights inside were off. One of her friends had a spare key and finally used it to check inside. Everything in the apartment appeared untouched. Her purse, her ID, her keys, and her phone were still there. Nothing seemed stolen or out of place, but there was no sign of Lauren. They contacted the Macon Police Department and reported her missing. Officers responded that evening and began an initial search around the apartment complex. By the next morning, Thursday, June 30th, the search grew more serious. Around 9:40 a.m., officers at the scene noticed a strong smell coming from the garbage bins outside the complex. Inside one of the large rolling trash cans in the parking lot, they found a human torso, wrapped in plastic and stuffed into several trash bags. Police immediately secured the area with crime scene tape. Officers from various departments, including cadaver dogs and forensic teams, were called in. Word quickly spread that human remains had been found right next to the building. Later that same day, while investigators were actively searching the area, a local television station was doing interviews at the scene. One of the people they approached was Stephen McDaniel. In the video, which would later go viral online, McDaniel is seen talking to the reporter about Lauren's disappearance.
I was living there?
Yeah, Lauren was my neighbor. We're just trying to find out where she is at this point. I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I mean, the last time anyone heard from her was an email that she sent out, and no one's heard from her since.
Did you see her hang out with anyone at the time, anything like that?
I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I haven't seen anything. I mean, I've always heard noise outside, but it's just people walking by pretty much.
And she just recently graduated from Mercer?
Yeah, she and I we were both JD students. We graduated back in May.
What kind of person was she? I mean, what did you see?
I mean, she's as nice as can be. I mean, very personable, very much a people person.
He appears tense, but speaks calmly. Then, the reporter tells him that a body had just been found in the trash can near the apartments. At that moment, McDaniel freezes. He stares off camera, says, "Body," and takes a step back. He tells the reporter he needs to sit down.
About in the parking lot area, I know they've been doing a lot of. I think that's where they had recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's how we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
After that, a formal investigation into the disappearance of Lauren Giddings began. The investigation started quickly. Police sealed off the complex, brought in cadaver dogs, forensic teams, and interviewed every tenant. Most residents agreed to let officers search their apartments, except one. Stephen McDaniel, who had been cooperative earlier, now refused. He told police, "It's the lawyer in me," claiming he was just protecting his rights. McDaniel, 25, had lived next to Lauren since 2008. Like her, he had just graduated from Mercer University Law School. But while Lauren was outgoing and well-liked, McDaniel was quiet, reclusive, and considered odd. Classmates described him as intelligent but socially disconnected. He wore medieval clothing, had a known obsession with survivalism and weapons, and leaned toward extreme political views. Lauren, however, was kind to him. She once told a friend, "If he's dangerous, I'm probably the only one safe." She didn't know he had developed a disturbing obsession with her.
You seen her?
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay. Was you friends with Lauren?
Yes.
Look at me when you talk to me, son. Okay? Was you friends with her?
Yes.
Close friends?
Police began to focus on Stephen after cadaver dogs picked up the scent of human remains near his apartment. A search revealed disturbing items: hacksaw packaging matching a saw found nearby, a pair of Lauren's underwear, and flash drives containing illegal 18-plus content. They also discovered McDaniel had stolen master keys to the building, giving him access to all units, including Lauren's. His internet history showed searches on how to make chloroform, and he had purchased bleach and visited wooded areas on his grandfather's land. Walmart surveillance captured him buying boat anchors. Though he didn't own a boat, investigators believed he planned to submerge remains. His computer revealed thousands of posts under the alias SOL, Son of Liberty, detailing methods for dismemberment, chemical knockouts, and feigning insanity. He wrote about violent films, saying he was desensitized to gore, and described attacks in graphic hypotheticals, including how to act insane afterward to avoid prison. A friend who met Soel in person confirmed the author was McDaniel. His behavior before and after the murder added to suspicions. He had broken into neighbors' apartments to steal small items like condoms, something he admitted during a police interview. He lived in isolation, stockpiled food and water, and said he wore the same underwear for days if it still felt clean. His apartment was filled with survival supplies, drink bottles, and writings reflecting paranoia. A child's drawing signed Lauren McDaniel was found on his mirror, at first believed to be a fantasy about Lauren Giddings, but later confirmed to be from his niece, also named Lauren. Police rewatched the June 30th interview McDaniel gave to a local news crew, filmed the same day Lauren's torso was found. At the mention of the word body, his demeanor changed abruptly.
Whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you heard it? Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's why we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
Investigators now believed it was an act, shock staged for the camera. They suspected he had stayed at the scene to observe, curious about what officers would find. Scratches on his stomach were consistent with defensive wounds, possibly inflicted by Lauren. He claimed he scratched himself in his sleep. During his interrogation, he often sat silent. When asked basic questions like Coke or Pepsi, he replied, "I don't know." Detectives described him as robotic and detached. Though educated in law, McDaniel's behavior became erratic. When presented with the evidence, blood in Lauren's bathroom, items linked to the dismemberment, and the stolen keys, he gave no response. During a hair sample collection, an officer joked about his thick hair. He stayed silent. When asked why a virgin had condoms, he admitted entering other apartments when no one was home. It became clear this was not a crime of passion. It had been carefully planned. McDaniel had studied how to knock someone out, how to cut through bone, and how to hide the body. He researched how to lie to police, how to appear broken, how to fake memory loss. On August 2, 2011, more than a month after Lauren vanished, police charged Stephen McDaniel with her premeditated murder. He was already in jail on burglary and illegal content charges. The arrest quickly made national headlines. McDaniel didn't confess right away. He was held at Bibb County Jail while his attorney, Floyd Buford, began building his defense. For years, McDaniel insisted he was innocent. His family, especially his mother, claimed he was being framed. They suggested the stolen keys and other evidence had been planted in his apartment. In jail, McDaniel followed the case closely and worked on his defense. Early pretrial filings included over 300 pages of legal motions. His team challenged the search warrants, the seized evidence, including the flash drive containing minor illegal content, and the forensic interviews. They claimed McDaniel's constitutional rights had been violated and argued that much of the evidence should be thrown out. A psychological report submitted by the defense described traits of obsessive-compulsive disorder and social phobia, but found no signs of psychosis or delusions. Meanwhile, Lauren's family was devastated. Their grief turned to rage in 2018 when McDaniel's father launched a GoFundMe titled Justice for Stephen, asking for $5,000 to help fund an appeal. The page said Stephen had been deprived of seeing his family and deserved another chance in court. It was taken down within hours after raising nothing. Lauren's family called the campaign ridiculous and disgusting. The prosecution had strong circumstantial and forensic evidence tying McDaniel to the crime, but gaps remained. With Lauren's head, arms, and legs never recovered, there was no confirmed cause of death. No one had witnessed the crime, and no surveillance footage captured the act. If McDaniel went to trial, the jury might decide the case lacked proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Then, on the eve of trial in April 2014, McDaniel changed his plea. He confessed. In court, McDaniel admitted to killing Lauren on June 26, 2011. He strangled her in her apartment, dismembered her body in the bathtub, and disposed of her limbs and head in trash bins, including ones near Mercer's Law School just across the street.
That up until the last couple of weeks of your case, I was strongly in your corner. But this computer evidence that came in from the GBI, the fact that you peeping in this Giddings apartment, that was very important. But the basis of the plea was that kind of evidence that came in, plus the graphic, specific, detailed confession that you made to Frank Hogan and I, which we were shocked about in the jail, and which you went into terrific detail about how you killed Lauren Giddings, how you went about decapitating her, carving of her body, how you even sat down and cut off every finger and thumb and appendage on her hands.
He said he had used a stolen master key to get inside, waited for her to fall asleep, then carried out the attack. Only her torso, wrapped in plastic bags, was ever found. His signed confession outlined the timeline of the murder. He admitted to watching Lauren frequently, staring through her windows, and becoming fixated on her. He had even searched online for phrases like "how to molest sleeping girls" and tried to find nude photos of her. In exchange for his guilty plea and agreement not to appeal, the state dropped its pursuit of the death penalty. McDaniel received a life sentence with the possibility of parole after 30 years. At sentencing, he read a prepared statement apologizing for what he had done. After his confession and sentencing in 2014, Stephen McDaniel was transferred to the custody of the Georgia Department of Corrections. He is currently serving a life sentence with the possibility of parole, but he will not be eligible until at least 2041. In the years since his conviction, McDaniel has continued to try and challenge the outcome of his case. Motions after motions, he's trying to be released from prison. Though her torso was discovered in the trash just outside her apartment, Her other body parts have never been recovered. May Lauren Teresa Giddings to rest in peace. Thank you for watching this video until the end. Don't hesitate to leave your comments below, and I will see you next time. Stay safe.